Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, using tarot to help you do the inner work, heal yourself, and create the life that you truly want to live. This is today's tarot. It's for all signs, and it's for Tuesday, the 27th of August, 2024. I hope you're doing well. I got a new thing. It's called the Abundance Blueprint, and it's a downloadable document from my website, BeHealing.com, with 3 simple steps in it, and explaining all about those 3 steps as well. If you apply them every single day, you will have instant results. I'm telling you. You can get that from my website, BeHealing.com. It does have a small charge to it. There's also a special abundance reading as well. If you're still struggling with it, if you still feel you've got some personal blocks to it, I can help you out in that kind of way too. But get that blueprint first. That'll be the secret sauce for most of you. Now, what's in the energies for everybody today? Let's have a look. Okay. We've got some emotional stuff going on, apparently, beneath the surface. And the awakening, waking up to that. So you could just be realizing something about yourself, an emotion that you've got going on, perhaps an emotion that you're used to. I know, like years ago, in my healing, my personal healing journey, I realized that I was predominantly in the emotion of disappointment most of the time. And it had totally been flying under the radar for me because I'd had it all my life. And so felt normal to me. And then when I became aware of it, awakening beneath the surface of an emotion that is not one that you want, right? Because imagine if you've got a predominant emotion of disappointment, what are you going to manifest? More and more things that disappoint you. And I was. And so I had to wake up to that, and I have to catch myself when I get into that energy now. I still get into it sometimes because it is like, it's like my nervous system grew up like that. It grew up that way. And so it does tend back to that. So I've got to catch myself now and get myself out of that. Also got Catalyst and Adventure. So Catalyst card comes out when the universe shakes things up a little bit, puts something in your way, a new adventure. Got something new to do. Okay, what else? Flow. Go with the flow. Let your worries drift away. Optimism. Yeah, so it very much reeks this. This reading reeks that you might be realizing I've got like a negative emotion going on all the time. I'm feeling all the time, and I had no idea. Go with the flow. Optimism. So this is saying that you're not going to be able to reach optimism or a better feeling straight away. You can become aware of the negative feeling that you've got, and then don't berate yourself for it. That's even worse. Don't give yourself an even worse emotion because of it by beating yourself up. Instead, be kind to yourself. How much did life suck for us to learn to have a predominant emotion like that, right? And so we need to give ourselves a hug. Tom Jones is here. He sings to say hello. It's a cat, a feral cat. He sings to say hello, and he sings when he says goodbye as well. He's very polite, though. He waits on the step for me to beckon him before he will come up for some food. Tarot, what have you got for us? I have a membership on this channel now. You might see a join button down there. Click it. You'll be invited to some membership-only live shows. If you catch me, you'll get a personal reading in there. But if you don't, cool. You'll still get to watch the replays where I pull cards out and give a reading just for our members in there. Now, the tarot says we're manifesting something. The magician uses all of the resources they've got within themselves to manifest what they want. And the hangman, you're changing your mind about something, or opening your mind up to something new. Got the Ace of Cups, the start of something that you'd really love. You could be falling in love with this card as well. But as I said, it can just be starting something that you love. And 10 of Swords, the end of the pain. This is connected to that beneath the surface, that emotion that you've been feeling, you've just got used to feeling all the time. Isn't that the way? It's like when we're in a job that we hate, we just get numb to it, right? And you might just be having an extra glass of wine when you get home and stuff like that, and then not realize, I'm numbing myself. I'm trying not to feel this feeling that I've got, and I've got it all the time when I go to work, and I shouldn't be in this job. That's what it's telling me. But instead of listening to that feeling, I put up with it. I'm used to it now, and I just drink more wine when I get home. You know, so many people like that, right? The Magician, manifesting. Tell us about this Magician card, please. We're manifesting something. Perhaps manifesting something that you don't want as well, if you've got a predominant feeling that would manifest more disappointing things or whatever your emotion is. 10 of emotions, your happily ever after. A part of you is asking for your happily ever after, for those things that will make your heart truly grateful. You see, and what happens when we're manifesting our happily ever after? When you have said to the universe, to your guides, to your inner self, I want like my ideal partner now. I want good times ahead. I want to be happy. I want to be with loving people around me. All of those amazing things that we ask for. What happens? We're shown all of the ways that we are not in alignment with that. And that can suck when it happens because we think that our manifestations are going wrong, but it's going right. It's showing us exactly what we need to sort out in order to be in alignment with what we're asking for. If we're in alignment with something, it manifests straight away when we ask for it. If we're not in alignment with something, the path to it shows up straight away, and that can look like the opposite. But really, it's just giving us the clue of like this thing, or this belief, whatever it is, or this person in your life, or you putting up with your job instead of getting out of it. It's this thing. Now, remember, got the catalyst out here. So if it's like disappointment in your job, yeah, a catalyst is when like the universe steps in. It's like, well, here you go. I'll lose your job then. Grant your wish. I will get you the sack. And it's a good thing, although it might not feel like it at the time. So tell us what's behind this Magician and the 10 of emotions, please. Movement into balance. We've had this message of moving into balance so much lately. So you're moving yourself into balance so that you can manifest those things that your heart truly desires, your happily ever after. The Hangman, but you're opening your mind to it, you're changing your mind about it. So something perhaps that you were believing, you are awakening to thinking about something in a different way. It's about the seeds you've planted. It's about balance. Of course, it's about balance, and it's about taking the lead in something. So you've realized you need to take the lead in something, but in order to do that, you need to find balance and stop being mean to yourself, for sure, to plant a seed and to create something for the long term. So you see what this is saying? You're manifesting something that you've asked for, but you're realizing that you need to move into balance. This leadership emperor has come out so much. And you might be seeing clearly now how when you try and take the lead in something, perhaps you punish yourself or you push yourself too hard. You know, that can come about by having parents that only really seem to love us when we were accomplishing things, and then we continue like that. We're like, I'm only going to love myself if I manage to achieve that thing, and I'm not going to love myself before it. Universe says, but you can't manifest it like that. You got to love yourself there. So that is that balance. And that's when you can plant that seed to create it yourself. It's like the difference, right, between, so say you're trying to pay off some debt, for example. And if you're trying to berate yourself and beat yourself up about it, like, I will pay this off, and I will, even if I don't have to eat, I won't eat a thing, and I'll put all my money, you know, that's beating yourself up about it. Don't do it like that. Don't do it that way. Do it in a love yourself kind of a way. Or you could decide to pay off the debt and go, okay, universe, you need to bring me more now. I'm willing to like pay off any excess that I've got, or even half of what comes in. That's what I've done in the past. Half of what comes in, I'll pay off it. But, you know, I'm going to still keep on eating and be kind to myself and take good care of myself. So your eyes are being open to something about a belief, and there's masculine energy behind that. So it's got something to do with you taking the lead. So whenever you shift into that leadership, and what I mean by that is like, okay, I'm going to sort this out. I'm not just going to wait for the universe to magically do it for me. I've got to take the lead in this. And there's something about when you do that trips you into being mean to yourself. Ace of Cups, because something's starting that you'd really love. The symbol of inspiration, you've got to protect that, you've got to nurture that. this idea. And so this is saying, like, you are manifesting something, you've asked for something, you've set an intention, you've been given an idea. But then when you take that idea and then you try and set off on it, that's when you start beating yourself up, and you guys are like, no, not like that. Don't do it like that. Not that way. Love yourself instead. So protect yourself and nurture that idea that you've got. Feminine energy and retreat. So when you get in that masculine energy and you feel like it's stressing you out, get into your feminine energy and retreat. That is how you'll find the balance. This is about nurturing divine masculine energy in ourselves. That's what it's about. Divine masculine energy is a positive masculine energy. This reading is saying, for those that are resonating with it, you haven't mastered that yet. Whenever you get into masculine energy, you're not doing it in a divine way, you're doing it in a beat yourself up way. 10 of Swords, because the pain needs to be over, right? 10 of Swords, can you tell us why you're here, please? This pain needs to be over. Perhaps you've been in cycles going through this over and over again, and perhaps, you know, it upsets you so much when you're in there and then you see it as a failure. You back out of it completely going, I can't do this. You feel the negative effects of beating yourself up or getting into that negative energy when you're in the masculine energy, and so you back out completely. And then you call it a failure, and that makes it even harder to do next time, because then you've got the fallout from that, the emotional fallout from that, you know, of going, well, I tried that before and it didn't work because I don't like the masculine, I don't like being in the masculine energy. If you got into the divine masculine energy, you'd love it. But when we get into toxic masculine energy, we don't. We don't. And it's all about self-love. So think about masculine energy, or when you take the lead, or when you're doing things, rather than being, but doing things, and how that makes you feel bad, because you're making it bad for yourself. You don't need to do it like that. The Two of Inspiration, you're at a crossroads right now. It does feel like I'm talking to people that have tried this before, that have tried to step into that energy, and then you make it bad for yourself. It's okay, because we learn from that. We can't possibly think to get to the position of being able to manifest divine masculine energy within ourselves without manifesting toxic masculine energy within ourselves first. Because we have to learn, and we can't learn unless we fall over, unless we try and we get it wrong. So a really good time, the awakening beneath the surface, to take a step back and go, what am I doing to myself here when I'm in this masculine energy? And, you know, because a lot of us, especially women, have been like wanting men to get into divine masculine energy. If we can't do it, how can we expect them to do it? We've got to find it within ourselves first, right? As with anything. Perception. So you're at a crossroads right now. Time to master this. You can do it. I promise you can do it. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but you can do it. You've got what it takes. You've been drawn to this reading for a reason. Now, what about our singles out there? What about romance for our singles? Anything going on? This card, it comes out every single day now. And I say the same thing, or similar, every day. Embrace. Through each other, you'll find the missing pieces. This is not the card that's saying you complete me. You're not finding someone that completes you. You're not finding someone that fills in the gaps or brings to you what you can't figure out yourself. This is saying you fill those gaps yourself. You complete yourself first. You love yourself first, and then the person comes in that is a match to that. Or it's saying, before you're a match to that, that person completes you. In other words, they're a little bit opposite to you. They're showing you the clues of how you're not in alignment. That's how they're completing you, is that they're showing you that they've got that lesson for you, right? We know this. We know that we get the lesson relationships before we've mastered something. Be proud of yourself. You're doing great. And you need to know this, right? Because there's hardly anyone really doing the work. And you're one of those that is doing the work. So, well done. Sometimes we just got to recognize that, right? Because you could be in like the top 2%. I don't know what it is. But you could be in the top 2% of people, and meanwhile you're beating yourself up. Really? Don't do that. Soul connection and memories. people that you've had a soul connection with, those memories could be coming up today. And you have security and strings attached. So whenever you found security, there's been strings attached. Why? Because of this, because you complete me, because they had the strings attached, because they had the lessons. Why do we seek security in someone else? Because we don't feel secure within ourselves. That means there's a hole within us, something that we haven't mastered within ourselves. We try and find it in someone else, and what happens? We get a hard lesson from it, and it happens every single time to every single person. So let's not do that. For some of you, it's about receiving. And so you're an overgiver. You heap all the burdens on yourself. When you get into the Emperor, the masculine, you do it all, and you do it all for someone else. And then you go, I'm not receiving from this person. It's like, they complete you. That's why. They're the opposite. A giver attracts a taker until you find balance in yourself. Push me, pull me. It's like, come here, but don't. You're one of those again. You're one of those again. It's like, well, learn from it then. How are you out of balance to attract someone that is equally and opposite out of balance to you? Balance yourself up. You won't attract that kind of person anymore. Or you'll be attracted to them, they'll be attracted to you, and you'll be like, I'm not choosing that again. What else in the energies today? What else in the energies today? Flowers, happiness. I like it. I like happiness. Cane, pay attention to your health. Stress might be taking its toll on you as well. Good reason to sort that out too. Cat, a two-faced friend. Woman, of course. Two-faced friend is a woman. Teapot, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. There could be the two-faced friend as well. Just be careful. Be careful around someone that you've been trusting. Perhaps you can't trust them after all. Okay, well, think of a yes or no answer question. I've got a red and a green crystal in this bag, and I'm going to pull one of them out very shortly for our answer. It's just a bit of fun. This is a general reading, not a personal one. If you do want a personal private reading, you're very welcome to book one in. On my website, behealing.com, you'll find that there's different styles of readings there. Find out what they are. You'll see a link in the description box below and also up there too to book yourself in. How best to deal with these energies today? Well, Six of Pentacles is out first. That's the card of reciprocation. So all of this is about non-reciprocation. Pay attention to the signs there. You know, we can't just keep on going on. It's like the things that you complain about all the time. Listen to yourself. And I know, me, something that, especially in romantic relationships, is like, all of them, they don't offer anything. The guys don't offer anything. I've got to listen to myself right when I'm saying that. It's like, well, that means I'm well prepared to give way too much, and I need to stop doing that or balance it up in some kind of way, give to myself more. And the Four of Wands says solid foundation. So take things slowly and build things on solid foundations, way slower than you have previously. Even in the uncovering and doing this internal work as well, we know it takes ages doing the internal work. It takes ages, and that's okay. You want to lock it in. You don't want to skim the surface and just do like that fake, oh, I've got it now. You know, you read a book and it's got some spiritual message in, or worse still, you look at a meme on Instagram and you're like, oh yeah, and then you don't apply it. You don't get into the gnarly deep stuff that's within yourself and your particular nuance of it. It takes a lot of courage, strength and courage to face those things within ourselves and really get to the bottom of what it is for us. And you're never really free of it until we do that. If we just skim the surface, it'll never change. Well, think of a yes or no answer question now. Your answer is? No, it's the ruby. There you go. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like. Before you click off down there, click that subscribe button. If you're new, leave a comment. Love hearing from you guys and your interpretation of these readings, what you got from it, especially. And consider clicking that join button down there as well to become part of my membership, and you'll get those extra video readings. And if you catch me while I'm actually doing them live, you'll be able to get a personal one too. Would love to catch up with you if you can catch me. Well, have the best day ever, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.